to make this statement because we are going to have these votes. And Sam, I appreciate your sincerity in what you're trying to do, but this is still bad legislation. It is a bureaucracy, and I'm having a bill broke down where, and you say you can answer those questions, and we can accept some explanation from yourselves. But I am deeply concerned because I mentioned this when you came to me about this bill. The oceans aren't just our shores, just not our 200-mile limit, not our 3-mile limit. And we've done an awful good job in Alaska taking care of our oceans. They're still productive, will be productive, and continue to be productive. But I think possibly the people that wrote this bill have another alternative motive, and that's no involvement by Americans, Alaskans in our waters. Otherwise, a overcoming and a zealous group of people that don't want any oil exploration because it's going to destroy the oceans, which it does not. Doesn't want any mineral exploration, which it does not want any fishing. I've seen many areas of fishing in my state of Alaska put off because of federal agencies, and for no reason. Now, I happen to agree that the science is not there. I really get concerned because I check everybody out that sponsors these bills, not yourself, but wrote this bill. And basically, they're against, you say, harvesting of trees. They're against really agriculture. They're against any oil and gas development. They're against nuclear power. They're against gold development. They're against everything instead of trying to use science to make it work. And that's the group that I do not respect because they're not being upfront or being honest. I say, Madam Chairman, that this bill is a bill that's been introduced 3 times by 3 different people no longer with us. But if we really want to look at the oceans, we have to look beyond the 200-mile limit. That's the oceans, not within our shores, saying this just like we have this climate change battle going on right today. We're going to solve the problem within the United States. And that's nonsense. As long as you have China, as long as you have Russia, Europe, South America, Africa, and all the other continents, we're not going to solve this climate change. And yet we're trying to solve the problem within our 200-mile limit. And that's not going to work, Sam. That doesn't solve the problem. So I'm suggesting respectfully, and I will tell you right up front, and notice there's an awful lot of improvement. This bill is not going to go anywhere. You may try to work it through the House. You may have the Speaker help you out. But I'll stop it dead in the Senate because you're not going to mess with my waters in Alaska. You're not going to mess with my fishing as you've done in the past. You're not going to take a system that we developed in this committee that works. And by the way, we've worked very hard in this committee. We have the Endangered Species Act. We've had the Hydrographic Services. We've worked on marine mammal protection. We've done a good job in this committee. But again, you're concentrating and you're saying oceans. Oceans just don't reside within 200-mile limits. They reside outside, and that's what we should be looking at. We should be looking at what's occurring out there. That's we want to put the money into. Let's look at that. Let's start saying it's all our fault. We're causing a dying ocean. Nonsense. We're not. That's not true. And so this bill, as it's written, you know, as I said, you can do everything you can, but I'll do everything I can to make sure that it does not become law because it's bad legislation. I don't want to be part of that bad legislation. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Young. I would like now to recognize the next. You can respond.